Many people wonder if the gift of healing is something rare, reserved for a few chosen individuals, or if it can quietly live within people who simply express it through their way of being. When you clicked on this video, you wanted to know if the signs you feel inside are actually pointing to something greater. The ability to carry spiritual healing energy for others. Spiritual healing shows itself through inner qualities that naturally appear in how you live, how you feel, and how you affect people around you. If you have noticed certain patterns in your life, they may already be revealing that you are a spiritual healer in ways you have not fully recognized yet. Before moving into the signs themselves, let's be clear on what a spiritual healer really means. A spiritual healer is not someone who always practices rituals, nor someone who needs to follow a particular belief system. It is a person whose presence, actions, and energy naturally guide others toward balance, peace, or deeper understanding. This can appear in everyday life through small gestures, conversations, or even silence that shifts the atmosphere around you. When someone carries this role, they often discover it gradually, not because they chase it, but because life reflects it back to them again and again. With that in mind, let us now look at the 10 clear signs that may reveal you are a spiritual healer. 1. People confide in you freely and willingly. One of the strongest signs is that people feel safe sharing their deepest worries and emotions with you, often without any invitation. You may notice that friends, colleagues, or even strangers open up quickly, as if they sense that you can hold their truth without judgment. This happens because your energy naturally carries calmness that others can feel before you even speak. Such openness is not random. It indicates that people intuitively recognize your capacity to listen with your whole presence. When they leave, they often express relief or gratitude, even if all you did was stay quiet and give them space. This consistent pattern suggests that your soul already functions as a channel for healing. Over time, you may realize that these conversations change people's moods or even their decisions. Without planning it, you create an atmosphere where others can release what they carry. This is a direct reflection of spiritual healing, even when no formal method is used. 2. You feel physical or emotional energy strongly. Another sign appears in your own body. Spiritual healers often feel sensations that others overlook. For instance, you might sense heaviness around someone who is stressed, or feel warmth when you are near someone at peace. These experiences are not imagination, they are the natural awareness of energy. Sometimes this sensitivity can feel overwhelming. Crowded spaces may leave you exhausted, while one-on-one contact with someone carrying strong emotions can make you feel those emotions yourself. Rather than being a weakness, this sensitivity shows that your system is tuned to subtle signals that others cannot detect. With practice, this awareness becomes a tool. You learn to identify shifts in energy and respond with care, knowing when someone needs encouragement, silence, or even physical distance. Such sensitivity is one of the most reliable signs that your soul is aligned with the work of healing. 3. You experience vivid dreams with messages that always turn true in real life. Many healers report that their sleep is not empty. They have vivid dreams where solutions, symbols, or instructions appear with clarity. Sometimes these dreams seem personal, and at other times they feel connected to others or to broader situations. Dreams of this nature go beyond ordinary memory processing. They function as channels through which guidance flows. When you wake with a sense of direction or a strong emotional imprint, it is often because your deeper self has been engaged in work that carries meaning for your waking life. Over time, you may find patterns in these dreams that highlight your role as a healer. They may point you toward people who need your support, or show you practices that bring balance to your own life. The presence of such meaningful dreams indicates that your healing gift operates even when your conscious mind rests. 4. Animals and children are drawn to you. Animals and children often sense energy more directly than adults, since they are less influenced by social roles or mental filters. If you are a spiritual healer, you may notice that animals feel comfortable around you, or that children quickly feel safe in your presence. This happens because your energy radiates stability and gentleness, which both animals and children recognize without words. A dog may settle beside you, or a child may want to stay close to you, even if you are not actively engaging with them. Such responses are natural signs of healing presence, These reactions confirm that your gift is not limited to human conversations or formal interactions. It is a quality that reaches across boundaries, affecting beings who respond purely to the vibration you carry. When life shows you this repeatedly, it is a strong indication of spiritual healing ability. 5. You often sense when something is wrong. Another clear sign is intuition that feels precise and undeniable. You may know that someone is struggling before they say anything, or sense that an event will unfold before it happens. These impressions usually come without effort, and they often prove accurate. This sensitivity is part of the healer's role, as it allows you to respond before situations worsen. For example, you may check in on a friend just when they need it most, or avoid a decision that later reveals hidden problems. Such moments reflect a deep connection between your awareness and the flow of life. When this happens regularly, it is not coincidence. It is evidence that your inner self is tuned to signals beyond ordinary perception. This gift allows you to bring support in timely and effective ways, which is central to spiritual healing. 6. You feel called to help, even in small ways. Spiritual healers often feel a consistent pull towards service. This does not mean large actions or public roles. It often appears in daily situations where you cannot ignore the chance to assist. You may offer help to someone struggling with heavy bags or listen to a neighbor who seems lonely. This response comes from an inner drive, not from obligation. You feel aligned when you ease someone's burden, no matter how small. These repeated acts of kindness are reflections of your soul's natural purpose. They demonstrate that healing for you is not a task, but an instinct. Over time, these small gestures accumulate. People around you feel supported and safe, and they often return to you for comfort. This ongoing pattern confirms that your role as a healer is woven into everyday life, not only special moments. 7. You notice patterns in people's pain. Many healers share the ability to see underlying causes behind repeated struggles. You may recognize how a person's physical symptoms connect with their emotions, or how their repeated challenges stem from unresolved beliefs. This capacity arises from deep observation combined with intuitive clarity. While others may focus only on surface details, you naturally notice connections. For example, you may see that someone's constant fatigue is linked to emotional stress, or that repeated conflicts stem from unspoken fears. By pointing out these patterns, you give others the chance to understand themselves differently. Such insights are healing because they shift awareness from confusion to clarity. The fact that you consistently perceive these links is a strong sign of your healer's gift. 8. Your presence brings calm to chaotic spaces. Another sign is the effect of your presence on environments. When you walk into a tense room, conversations may soften, or people may unconsciously relax. This is not manipulation. It is the natural influence of energy that radiates stability. Such impact happens because spiritual healers carry a field of calm that interacts with the nervous systems of those nearby. Scientific studies show that people's heart rates and breathing can synchronize in groups. Spiritually, this explains why your energy alone can shift collective states. If you notice that people breathe easier or express relief after spending time with you, it means your soul is transmitting harmony that others absorb. This influence confirms your role as a healer beyond words or actions. 9. You experience personal pain as a call to growth. Many healers pass through periods of intense challenge or suffering, not as punishment, but as preparation. If you have faced emotional, physical, or spiritual difficulties and found that they deepened your empathy, this is a clear sign of a healer's path. Pain becomes meaningful when it teaches you to connect with the suffering of others without judgment. Through your own recovery, you develop patience, understanding, and compassion that cannot be learned from books or theories. This lived experience becomes a resource for others. When people sense that you truly understand their pain, they open more fully to your guidance. Your past challenges, therefore, transform into tools for healing, showing that even your struggles were part of shaping your gift. 10. You sense a larger purpose guiding your life. The final sign is the persistent feeling that your life is guided by a purpose beyond personal goals. You may not always know the details, yet you feel drawn toward paths where you can bring light, balance, or understanding. This sense of direction may appear through repeated opportunities, encounters, or inner nudges that align with healing. The more you follow them, the more your path confirms itself. This is not about perfection or constant clarity, but about trust in the sense that your presence matters in the lives of others. When you recognize this inner call, you realize that healing is not something you do. It is something you are. This realization anchors your identity as a spiritual healer, affirming that your soul already carries what it needs to serve. If you have made it this far, let us know what you think in the comment section below. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.